Okay, the next item is a notice of motion.
So, Mr. Mayor, I put this notice of this motion before council, and I understand Councillor Gambioli is going to second it. I won't go through the recitals, but the gist of it is, and this comes out of the North Shore Congress meeting that we had June 18th regarding a preliminary report from the Integrated North Shore Transportation Planning Project that was presented to all elected officials on the North Shore. And I must say, I have to give Councillor Buchanan credit from the City of North Vancouver, because she drafted the motion and I just copied it and put it on our agenda. So I hope that, Council, I don't think this is very controversial.
Well, just wait a few minutes. Councillor Gambioli.
Just wanted to know, does staff know about the District of North Vancouver? Are they on board with this? Does anybody have any feedback or knowledge? I mean, I know the city is, but we don't know if they're debating this particular notice of motion. Okay, well, hopefully they're going to be on board soon.
But I guess I don't understand, and maybe Mr. Fung could, or the mayor could clarify. I've been to a couple of the INSTP meetings, and I don't know why we need to have a notice of motion to make the INSTP's findings, communicate them to North Shore residents. I thought the whole purpose was to do the work and then to talk about doing the work. So I don't know why Councillor Buchanan thought it was necessary to bring a motion to. Well, yeah, but it's up to the municipalities to advertise the works of the committee. I mean, why would we take part in a committee, and why would the mayor sign off on the report and then not communicate? I guess this is just sort of, I think this is fine. It just seems somewhat unnecessary. I think we'd be doing this anyway, wouldn't we, Mr. Fung?
Do you want me to dive in? Or do you want to? Well, yeah, I think this is completely redundant. First of all, the committee hasn't finished the work. And actually, it's a living committee because there's lots more happening on that committee. There's now a plan to look at more long-range options, like a rapid transit line to the North Shore. And I will again be speaking on Thursday about the fact that in my opinion, it's irresponsible to continue doing long-range transportation planning and not addressing the two choke points where the issues are, which are the two bridges. And, you know, I keep hearing from the higher purpose people that you can't widen bridges or build new bridges because it just increases traffic. Well, that argument collapses like a cheap tent, because every other area of Metro Vancouver has had bridges replaced because they were inadequate. You know, Langley, Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, Surrey, Delta, Richmond. They've all got new bridges because the existing bridges were under capacity for the traffic. The only area that hasn't had any bridge for 60 years is the North Shore. Given, how can we continue to ignore the fact we've got a problem with these two bridges? And, you know, it needs to be addressed if we're going to look at long-range transportation solutions. I think it's irresponsible not to at least have a game plan for whether or not. Right now we've got a situation we had last week. The Lionsgate Bridge was closed. We don't have a cardiac center on the North Shore. So if you've got a heart attack, Second Narrows Bridge, the traffic's backed up to the gas station on the highway. Well, good luck getting to St. Paul's, where the cardiac center is. So, you know, we have a real problem here, and it's only going to get worse. That everybody knows the rate of development in North Van, way exceeding what we're doing in West Van. So the traffic increases in the North Shore are basically caused by rapid development in North Van and the rapid development of traffic moving through West Vancouver, going elsewhere. There's still to come. So why this Councillor Buchanan, other than for, I don't know, political posturing or something, why this motion came forward, it makes no sense. The INSTP has not completed its report, and as soon as information is done and the report comes out, when it's finally finished, obviously it's going to be communicated to the public. Well, Councillor Soprovich, the floor is yours.
I support the mayor on all that you said. You know, we're sick and tired of this, and we can't take it anymore. But TransLink's not doing their job, and I'm glad that you're hammering away, Mayor Smith.
And the point of this, and I didn't think it was a controversial motion. The point is that the steering committee is not a committee of our council. It was formed by Ms. Ma. It's been a great collaborative effort, but we can't control what that committee does. We can only control what this council does, and this is so important to residents. We get asked all the time about what we're doing around traffic and transportation, that I think a special effort is required to publish in plain language in a accessible form to our public what they've spent the last 6 months doing, what the findings were, and what the recommendations are.
Those in favor? Opposed? I'm opposed. And I will point out to the public that in 1992, the provincial government spent a lot of your tax dollars commissioning a study of widening the Second Arrows Bridge because they identified the need to address the fact that with, just like other areas of Metro Vancouver, there's a need to get across waterways because there are choke points. So the need was clearly established. A lot of money was spent doing the plans, which I've seen. And the plans have basically been shelved because we haven't had the political will on the North Shore to swing this into action. Anyway, the next item.